Hey, awesome people! Welcome back to my channel. This is our brand new segment here. It's one-on-one with Sherwin Auman. And of course, with my very first guest, Dr. Annie Bangtegan. Hello, Dr. Annie.
Hi, Sherwin. How are you?
I'm good. I should be the one to ask you that. How are you?
I'm good.
And I would like to ask you that question again, and I mean it, and seriously. I would like you to be honest. How are you?
Honestly?
Yes, of course.
I'm ecstatic.
And I know why. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic because today, my dear friend, I just launched my first book.
Wow, congratulations on that. I actually have a copy of your book right here. Wow.
Awesome. Where did you get that?
Well, you're my friend. So I managed to get one.
Yeah.
And looking at this, I would tell you, this is a very neat book. And at the back right here, wait, let me see. In Pursuit of Happiness and Success by Dr. Annie Bangtegan.
Yeah, in
right
pursuit
there.
of... I would just want to tell you something about the cover. You know, this is a picture taken at Halong Bay when we went there in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's like a road leading to more opportunities. And
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
like, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's
Go
good
ahead.
information right there.
Yeah.
So right here at the back, we have a short introduction about you, which I would like to read a portion of because I already know you, but for the sake of our viewers, I'm going to read a part of this.
Go ahead.
Annie B. Bangtegan has a PhD in language education. She is presently employed by the Ministry of Manpower in the Sultanate of Oman as senior lecturer and quality assurance coordinator at Al Musanna College of Technology. In fact, right now it's called the University of Technology and Applied Sciences.
That's right. UTAS.
Yes, she is the vice chairperson of the Filipino Community Social Club or Philcosoc in Oman and the first Filipino distinguished Toastmaster. Right?
In Oman.
In Oman, of course. So before we talk about the book, I would like to talk to you about you.
About me.
Of course, using this bio.
Sure.
The first one, PhD in language education. Wow. Why language education?
Yeah, language education because I'm a language educator.
Right.
So I think it makes sense. I was told by the university then that I have to align my qualifications with the the job that I'm doing. So I had to do that, even though I started my Doctor of Education, which is majoring in supervision and management. But I have to, finish this one. That's the reason. Yeah.
Oh.
But of course, I love language.
Yeah, me too.
Of course you do.
Same boat.
Yeah.
And the second part I would like to talk to you about is your current job. You are currently a senior lecturer and quality assurance coordinator at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences here in Oman. Could you tell me about your experience working here?
Yeah, I would say that I have a wonderful experience and still, experiencing wonderful and awesome things here while doing the job. In addition to that, I can say that while doing this, while being a senior lecturer and at the same time quality assurance coordinator, I am given the opportunity to grow not only as a person, but as a professional as well. And I think that's the greatest reward,
Right.
that
Well said.
you are doing what you love to do and growing at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, we both are working here in Oman, and I would love to ask you this question.
Right.
What do you love most about working here?
Okay. Well, to be very honest, of course, I don't know if you agree with me, but the first thing, of course, you would say is the salary.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
We are really paid well here
Yes.
while teaching. But on top of that, another thing to be very happy about is that you have a relaxed environment. I would say that because you don't need to really work beyond, office hours, unlike
Yes.
in other countries where you have to take as many loads, as many teaching loads as you can in order to have a decent salary. Of course, that does not happen here in Oman.
Yes.
And another thing is, people here are really very friendly.
Yeah.
And I think that adds to the more relaxed environment, which I just spoke about. And you also get to meet people from various countries.
Yeah.
So it's a global community. And that adds to the excitement, that adds to the growth that I just talked about. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially on the part that people here are very friendly.
Indeed.
People here are like, maybe one of the reasons why I'm staying here in Oman is, of course, the Omanis. They're very friendly, they're very humble, and so accommodating.
Right. At least according to our experience, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. It also says here in the book, and this is something that I already know because we have worked together in so many Philcosoc projects, but I would still ask you this question.
Okay.
It says here that you are the vice chairperson of the Filipino Community Social Club in Oman.
Yeah.
What do you do exactly as a vice chairperson?
Well, according to our constitution and bylaws, my job is to assist the chairman of the club, and also to oversee and facilitate training and educational activities of the club, and of course the affiliated clubs. And in cases where the chairman, of course, for some reason cannot perform the job of the chairman, then I have to be there to do that on his behalf.
Wow.
So basically that's it. And I'm also overseeing the membership application or affiliation application of clubs. I also am a member of the executive committee, which of course is a committee in charge of coming up with decisions and things like that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So fellow kababayans there, mga kapwa Pinoy, you know who to contact if you need anything
Opo.
from the Filipino Community Social Club.
Dito lang po tayo para sa inyo.
Now, I want to ask you, do you like it?
Of course I do. I do love doing the job. Not because I am the vice chairperson, but because I get to help other people. I am given the platform. I am given the opportunity to reach out to our kabayans na syempre na tumulong
Right.
base sa ating kakayahan at sa kung anong binigay na tungkulin sa atin. According to, hindi pala base, no? Pasensya po. According to ating kakayahan at sa ating katungkulan bilang member.
Yep. Well, I know that this is all about public service, being able to help people, being able to reach out to the Filipinos here in Oman. But I know that you, as a public servant, you also sometimes face challenges.
We do.
Can you tell us about those challenges that you face as the vice chairperson?
Okay, as the vice chairperson in particular, and as an officer in general.
Yes,
think,
sure.
Because
Would love to hear them.
I think it's a common experience for all of us. Mahirap po yung you have to, because there are those members who are expecting us to be there 24 hours, 7 days a week. Of course, we're trying our best to do that. Pero since we are all OFWs, tayo lang po ay empleyado dito sa bansang ito,
Yes.
we are also trying to balance our public service and our job. Kasi kung mag-focus kami so much sa public service and we're not going to do our job, baka bukas makalawa, uwi na kami ng Pilipinas, right? So I think that's one of the challenges to educate our kabayans na ito po ay isang kawanggawa, na ito po ay on top of our duties and responsibilities as regular employees. So, minsan nahihirapan tayo doon kung paano natin ipaintindi because feeling nila hindi natin sila sinusuportahan.
True.
Feeling nila kulang ang siguro nga syempre hindi naman tayo perfecto but
Right.
I think that's one of the challenges to also let our kabayans understand the limitations that we have as OFWs and at the same time public servants. Another one there are lots of misconceptions about the club. and it really is a challenge because every now and then nagkakaroon tayo ng hindi pagkakaunawaan dahil akala nila everything is can be decided by you when in fact you're actually operating under a much bigger, a much wider institution.
Yes.
So hindi natin control kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari, ano ang dapat gawin kasi we just follow what the ministry tells us to do.
Right.
So basically nandoon sa kung paano ipaintindi at paano i-educate ang ating mga kasamahan sa club.
Agree.
Yan.
And I guess that it's good that we are addressing this right now because I think one of the most common misconceptions is that people think that this is the only thing that you do, that probably you are connected to the embassy, that you are getting paid to do this. To clarify all these things, nobody is getting paid.
Right. Thank
This
you so
is
much
just
for doing that.
from the bottom of their hearts, just to be able to reach out to you and help you out. And I am a really I can say I'm a witness to all of this because I have been a part of all their projects. Although I'm not an officer, but I sometimes take responsibilities from Philcosoc.
That's correct.
Because I know that this is about helping out our fellow Filipinos here in Oman.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you are also the first Filipino distinguished Toastmaster in the Sultanate of Oman. Wow. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I would like to clarify that I'm not the first Filipino, though, to become a member of Toastmasters.
Yes.
Because when Toastmasters started way back in 2002, if I'm not mistaken, there were Filipinos who actually became members of the organization. But unfortunately, they did not continue the journey, and it just so happened that we had the passion, the dedication to really pursue this. And so after finishing all the requirements of Toastmasters, I'm very thankful that I attained this recognition, the Distinguished Toastmaster. Yeah.
And I would like to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
It seems like with you, Annie, it's from one achievement to another and to another achievement, and then you jump to another achievement. It's a series of achievements for Annie. She doesn't stop. You don't stop.
Because we have the
Do you?
opportunity. So why don't we just grab it?
The opportunity,
Yes.
right.
We are here abroad. We're not with our families, and we have to live a life here.
Exactly.
Which is really very challenging for all of us. Our families are back home. We have to connect with them. We have to make a life for them there. But at the same time, since we are here, we also have to look at things. How do we improve our life in here? I think that is the reason why I have to be doing this. And I'm very happy that I have friends and loved ones who get to push me and support me in everything that I do.
Count me in.
And of course, you're one of them. Yes.
Of course. And right now, I would like to jump to this right here. I'm going to flash this on your screen. Okay. This is Annie's first book.
It is.
And we are expecting the second one, the third one, fourth, and so many other books. I am very, very proud of you. And I'm really happy to see that you are now a published author.
Thank you so much. Let me cut you there, though. I know that that's part of the question later, but let me preempt because I am not comfortable talking about this without mentioning the fact that I managed to do this because of the help of a lot of people. That this book is not magic. It did not just come out of the blue. Ito po ay resulta ng tulong ng lahat ng mga loved ones, kaibigan, at mga nagmamahal at sumusuporta sa atin. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank especially Jonas Dupo, a good friend of ours.
Yeah, Jonas.
Yeah, hi, Jonas. Hana, manood ka dito. Really, I'm very thankful because of his guidance. I managed to finish this one and his assistance in the publication. Because you cannot publish a book without your ISBN, from the National Library. So thank you as well to my publisher there in the Philippines, John 144. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. That is also through Mr. Jonas Dupo. So, okay na ako. Na-mention ko na yung
Yes.
So we can proceed, yes.
Yeah. I would like to talk about this book. First, In Pursuit of Happiness and Success, Anthology of Life Stories.
Right.
Tell me, what is this book about?
Yeah. So this book is about my and your story. All right. It actually talks about the complexities of life. In that book, I talked about struggles. I talked about challenges, fear, failures, betrayal. And at the same time, I spoke about forgiveness, empowerment, letting go, love, perseverance, and of course, most of all, happiness. So I think what I'm saying here is this book is about life and the struggles that we go through every day. At the same time, it is giving you at least guideposts and maybe approaches and the right attitudes that we have to possess and practice in order for us to overcome all these challenges and become successful and happy with our life.
Wow, that's really promising. Now, who is this book for?
Yeah, who is this book for? This book is for everyone.
It's for me.
It's for you. It's for young adult. It's for men and women. I believe that there will always be one or two takeaways for everybody. Because as I mentioned, it's about life. And every one of us is going through a lot while living this life. In fact, in this book, there is a chapter that contains academic essays, reviews, and speeches written by my children.
Wow.
And the reason why I included that there is because I wanted the young people as well to see that it is possible, to come up with something and share that with the greater audience. Come up with a book, compile your job, because who knows, someone out there is inspired and motivated by what you write. So yeah, it's for everybody. I promise you, the book is for everybody.
Okay, so for me, I am going to read this book. That's for sure, because I feel that we are all in constant, search for happiness and success.
Yeah.
So I have my own reason for, wanting to read this book.
Right.
Now, what about our audience? Why should they read it?
Okay. Before I proceed to that question, I would like to go back to the question. To the word that you said. We are in constant pursuit of happiness, or in constant search of happiness. That is really true, and that is the reason why I said in pursuit of happiness, because it doesn't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, happiness does not just happen today and it's going to remain forever. No, it is an active search.
Yes.
Right? So thank you so much. You're actually sharing what I have already written in this book.
Oh, really?
You can read my mind. That's how close
I'm gonna
we
come
are.
up with another book.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Right? I would love to see my friends and loved ones coming up with their own as well. If you are into writing, why not go ahead, pursue that? Because, I'm sorry, this is not the question, but since we're talking about this, the reason why it really took me this long to come up with this book is because I was thinking that maybe I'm not great. There's nothing great enough to be shared. But I was wrong. You don't need to have something really great. You can just start. You have an essay there, and you are pouring out your mind and heart in there. Why don't you just come up with more and share it with people? Now, going back to the question, why should others, read this book?
Yep.
You should read this book. Why? Because it will bring you closer to life. It will help you understand better what's happening around you. And that understanding will make you more perceptive. It will give you this better understanding of the successes, failures, happiness, and maybe frustrations of others. And a person who has that has a better understanding of what's going on, and you are more ready to face the world. So I think as we mentioned earlier, we are in constant pursuit of happiness. Why is that? Because every day we face challenges in our lives. And when we read this book, we get to relate our experiences with those of others. And in the stories that you read here, makikita ninyo na, ako din ganun eh. You see? And from their experiences, magkakaroon ka din ng idea na, pwede ko palang gawin ganito. So this is the reason why you have to read this book. I want you to be happy because I am happy. And I'm sharing with you what I'm doing now to be happy. So, yun, di ba?
So this is highly relatable.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Sabi ko nga kanina, it's about my and your story.
Yep. Okay. I remember you saying a while ago that it took you that long to finish that book, this book. So I want to know, how long is that long?
Okay.
This is for me actually,
Right.
because say for
Yeah.
example, I would write a book and then for an inspiration, how long did it take for you
Correct.
to finish this book?
It took me that long to start writing a book. Okay? Kasi matagal ko nang gusto. Matagal ko nang gustong magsulat. I've been
Yeah.
talking about this dream of publishing a book. But as to how many months or gaano katagal ko natapos itong libro, I have to tell you this. I started writing the manuscript midweek of May last year.
Okay.
That was the time when the scare, the fear of COVID-19 was at its highest. And that was also the time when, at its highest kasi hindi natin alam ang dami nang nangyayari.
Yeah.
And it was also the time of the lockdown. At the same time, ang daming time nun.
True.
Yun din yung time that we were very busy trying to reach out to our affected kabayans. Yun yung nagbibigay tayo nun ng relief goods.
Yep.
But you know what I did? I spent 2 full weeks writing the manuscript. And I finished that at that span of time.
In 2 weeks. Wow.
And then after that, while I'm writing though, I was in contact with Jonas. No? While I'm writing that, tinatanong ko na ano yung proseso, paano mag-layout. And of course, I have to also mention that while I was writing, nandun na rin si aking manager, si Jerry, doing the layout and other things. And we also had to wait for 1 more week para sa application namin ng ISBN. So the ISBN of the book came to me on June 13 of last year.
Wow.
So, June 13, pwede ka na no? Pwede mo nang i-print.
Because
Pwede
in
mo
fact,
nang,
you finished the book in just 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then ISBN came.
June 13. But what took us this long to print and launch is, unang-una, of course, you also have to plan. Because it
Sure.
requires money. And also, gusto mong magkaroon ng impact sa buhay mo. Kung mag-launch ka, ako kasi ganun. So, my manager, yun si Sherry.
Manager!
And I decided na, let's do it the next year. Para at least you have something special happening this year. It's good to write, it's good to start the year in a special way. And we believe na ito ay isang magandang paraan para i-start mo ang buhay mo ng maayos or something like that. Something special is going to happen. So, yun. So, ang ibig sabihin ng 2 weeks yun, talagang non-stop yun. Kasi, the idea is, you have many things going on in your mind. So when you decide to do something, you better give your heart and mind there. Bakit hindi mo gawin, no? So, kape lang ang iyong kasama, kain kape, marig. Ganun talaga, oo. So, yun yung actual writing. Okay.
I think my takeaway from this is you have to get started. If you plan to do something and then it's taking you time because you have so many things going on top of your head, but then again, once you get started, everything falls, into place.
Right.
So because once you get started, you told me it took you only 2 weeks to finish the manuscript.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you want to do,
Exactly.
just do it.
please
get started.
start. Yes.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, sabi ko nga, tapusin ko na to. Ang daming nangyayari sa mundo. I
Right.
don't even know if I'm going to, to finish 2020 and I'll still be alive. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I really had to finish this.
That is actually my question.
Yeah.
Why? Bakit mo sinulat ang aklat na to? Right, okay. So, you're going there anyway. So, bakit mo sinulat ito?
Okay, unang-una, I believe that I have something worth sharing.
We all do have
Yeah.
something to share to everybody.
Exactly. And we know that we have that. The thing is, we probably have limited platforms.
Yes.
And I decided to document it through this book nga. And then, kasi feeling ko kapag nasa libro, pwede mo siyang itago at pwede mo siyang i-share later
Yes.
on. Alam mo yun. Pwede mong ipamana.
Yeah.
Hindi siya mawawala.
Yeah,
At
this
least-
is something that you could pass on to the next generation.
Yeah. And makikita nila na ganito pala ang buhay nila noon. Ganito pala ang mga napagdaanan nila. So that's another thing. I wanted to share something special with everyone. And I would love to also give this ray of hope to people out there. Kasi nga isinulat ko ito when everything else is chaotic. Everything is so uncertain. Of course, up to now, we are not sure. Hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari. But at that time, I was at my lowest talaga. And I don't know if I'm going to make it till 2021. And we are thankful that we
made
are
it.
here.
It's
we
2021.
We are here. We're starting the year, right?
Yes.
And we wish na everyone is going to be positive about that. So yun ang naisip ko. I'm going to write this because I want to at least in my own way makapagbibigay ako ng something to hold on to. You know, na hopefully magiging source of hope na people will get to realize na kahit pala ganito kahirap ang buhay, kahit pala ganito ang ating pinagdadaanan, there is always something to be thankful for. There is always something to be happy about.
Yes.
Oo, kasi ang gusto kong iparating, happiness is free of charge. We just need to be consciously pursuing it. 'Di ba? Bakit ko gugustuhin na mabuhay na sad, 'di ba? And emotionally low when in fact I can naman pala be happy.
Yeah.
'Di ba? So
I think it's a choice, right?
exactly.
It's a decision that you make.
Right. It's always a choice. You always have a choice, actually. Pwede mong gamitin itong situation mo na ito to be happy, to reinvent yourself and come up with something na beneficial not only for you but for the rest of the world. Why not? Do it. Or you can also opt to use this situation as your reason to just embrace what's happening around you and let life take its natural course.
Right.
I think para sa akin is a very passive way of living your life.
Wow. My next question is, what or who is your inspiration for writing this book?
I have a very simple answer to that question, my dear friend.
Okay.
Because we know that everyone has to have one, right? And I would say that it's life itself. Life itself is my inspiration in writing this book and every one of you. Kasi kinuha ko to sa inyo eh. Yung mga encounters ko, yung mga coffee sessions natin, all the ideas that we get to discuss together. So everyone is my inspiration in coming up with this book. Yeah.
Okay, talking about the process of writing the book, did you face any challenge? Ano yung mga feeling mo, like struggles mo while doing this?
Oo, tama. Siguro kasi, sabi ko nga sa'yo, short time lang yung pagkumpleto ng manuscript. So, siguro nakatulong yun to lessen also the challenges of writing. But I have to mention one, which I believe na kung mga magsa-start mag-write might also experience this. Alam mo yung ang daming ideas coming out of your mind. Ang dami mong gustong ilagay, ang dami mong stories na gusto mong isulat. So the problem really there was how to filter the ideas, how to filter the stories that you're going to include in the book. Pero ang nangyari, what did I do to overcome that was to tell myself that this is not the end of the world. I'm just starting my writing career. So, di ba?
Right, right.
Yung mga iba mong ideas, itabi mo muna, and you focus on the main thought of the book. Ano bang gusto mong ibahagi sa libro na ito? And that is what you're going to talk about. So,
True. Okay. Now, did you ever doubt yourself? Like, while writing this, did you ever think na, uy, hindi ko to magagawa. Uy, hindi ko to matatapos.
Tama.
I should give up.
Yeah.
Did you ever come to that point where you thought you would not really make it?
Right. Honestly, it did cross my mind na mukhang hindi ko bakit ba to ginagawa ko to? Eh, ang dami-dami ngang walang makain dyan. Bakit ba ako nagsusulat ng In Pursuit of Happiness and Success? Parang wala sa panahon, ano? But yeah, I did doubt na baka hindi ko matapos. But then again, because of loved ones and friends who keep pushing you, and also that, innate determination. Kasi kailangan meron ka nun eh. Sabi ko, sinimulan ko to eh. Sayang naman. Why should I not? I have to go ahead and complete that. But honestly, yes, it did cross my mind.
Okay. Well, it's amazing to note that all these things happened during the pandemic. The writing, and until now when you launch your book, we still have the pandemic.
Right.
So let me ask you, what did you learn from this process?
I learned that life goes on. Kahit anong nangyayari, patuloy ang buhay. And I think what is left for us to do is to really, have the right option. Ito ba, dahil ba sa nangyayaring ito sa buhay ko, dapat ba ako mag-give up? Or I have to be better. I have to make use of this opportunity. Gawin ko itong opportunity na to na isang tool for me to do better. Alam mo, yun ang naisip ko. Because I really started this one na lahat low. Emotions, finances, lahat. Businesses, At kahit ngayon, we are...
Right.
I mean, a lot of us are going through lots of stress. We are still struggling because of the pandemic. And hindi lang naman sa pandemic eh. Kahit sa regular na buhay, ang dami nating problema. But then again, as I said, it has to go on. And you have to look at the positive things. Sabi ko nga, it's actually in my book. I would like to borrow that line by Catriona Gray. Yung sinabi niya na, ano yun?
Silver lining?
Yes, always look at the silver lining of everything. Kasi that is the only thing left for us. Of course, pray to God. But all the rest, you have to do it also. Para magkaroon ng meaning ang nangyayari sa buhay mo.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you this because we are in the same boat. Yearly, we get to go home for vacation.
Correct.
And let me say, thanks COVID. Because of COVID-19, we were not able to travel back to the Philippines, which is something that affects all of us. Because as for me personally, I would love to see family every year, but this time we were not able to do that. How about you? How do you manage? How can you manage that? Being away for too long now.
Right. It's actually an everyday struggle, especially for a mother like me. I'm not discounting your sorrows. I'm not discounting your struggles as a single individual na hindi parent. But what I'm saying is, kung ano man ang nararamdaman ninyo, doble, triple pa ang nararamdaman ng isang parent. You are trying to survive here kasi nga may pandemic. But at the same time, you're also thinking about your kids and family back home. My mom is sick. I mean, she had been sick since 2016. And my parents have to go through lots of struggles alone. Kasi nga, hindi tayo pwedeng makauwi eh. It's very different when this pandemic is not there because everyone else from the family can just go and see each one. Ngayon, hindi tayo umuwi last year. In fact, I have to mention this to you, Sherwin. I did not also manage to go home the other year because I was given another task. I was
you had to stay here.
I had to stay here. Though umuwi ako, but it was really very short, 5 days lang. Just to see the kids. Now, how am I managing this? I have to make use of what is there available for me to connect with my kids to see what they're doing. So nandyan ang Facebook, nandyan ang nandyan ang pantawag, you know. So I have to do that every day. Kahit papaano nakakagaan, kahit papaano nakakatulong na ma-distress ka. And of course, pray. You know, I think as a mother, that's the only way I can do for my kids. I mean, that's the only thing that I can do for my for my kids. Kasi hindi ko naman control, you know. I had to pray. And of course, may I just take this opportunity dito sa programa mo para pasalamatan ang aking pamilya who are, I mean, my brothers, my sisters, yung mga magulang ko who are really there to look after the children. So maraming salamat sa inyo. I love you all. Yun.
What advice can you give to Filipinos all over the world, especially right now that we are going through this pandemic?
Right. Don't lose hope. As long as we are alive, we have to be hopeful that tomorrow is going to be a better day, that tomorrow will bring us happiness, that tomorrow you will be successful, that tomorrow you'll be able to make that dream come true. So let's not make use of this pandemic. Let's not make use of these struggles that we go through every day as excuses to not do our best. Alam mo yun, yung we have to be positive about things. We have to persevere, but at the same time be hopeful that one day you will be in that state na gusto mong marating.
Yes. Wow. That's really good.
Thanks.
I have my last two questions, and these are really, really, for me, exciting. I really want to know your answers to these questions.
Okay. Kinakabahan ako.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Okay.
30 seconds.
I have the world's attention. Okay, my 30 seconds starts
now.
Fellow Earthlings, our time to unite and to pray for everyone is now. Let us use this time to hope for a better tomorrow, and also to do our best to bring happiness to everyone, to spread this positivity to everyone, because that's all that we can do in order to make this place a better place for everybody.
Yes, time is up. Right on time.
Tama ba yun? Hindi ko
Yes. Last question. This time, I don't need any explanation, okay? Describe Annie in one word.
Awesome.
Awesome! Thank you, Annie, for being my first guest on this new segment. I had fun. I enjoyed talking to you.
I did too. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And of course, thank you very much, awesome people, for tuning in, for watching this video. See you next time here at
One on One with Sherwin Auman.
Bye!
Bye!